Alrighty. Hopefully this works. Hello. What is up? What is up? What is up? We're unbanned. It finally happened. So we're back. I can't see the chat very well. Okay, there we go. What is up? Hope y'all's days went better than yesterday. It would be hard for it not to. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. You're my favorite Asian for real. I'm not even full Asian. But thank you. Thank you. Asian's a better term than what most you fucking weirdos call me. But I'll take it. I'll take it. I saw you playing Scout. Yeah, I'm not good at TF2, dude. I never was a... I didn't hate the game, but I didn't really play it as much as a lot of people did back when it was super popular. All right. Give me 1 second. Oh, actually, here it is. Charlie Kirk. We're going to be seeing what people have said today, now that Reddit has had its fun little crash out.
Tremble before the scourge.
Cameron, $5. I am an eyewitness now that he is caught. I can start my healing. Thank you for the 5. Yeah. It's super interesting. Things are coming out slowly. I haven't made a video on it because I don't want to give out any wrong information. I don't like breaking news as much as a lot of people, but I follow all of it still. What do you mean you're an eyewitness now that he is caught? Did you watch it? Were you there? Were you at the UVU event? So we know for sure the guy is Antifa, right? Or he tries, you know, he likes it, or their movement or whatever. I've never been in an Antifa Discord. I don't know if you guys have been, but okay, I can actually see you guys now on my screen. If it quacks like a duck, Blue Sky Skeets. The suspect who popped Charlie Kirk is a 22-year-old white boy whose father was a 27-year-old veteran sheriff in the state of Utah. Ain't no way in hell that boy was raised far left. I like how this got 104,000 upvotes as if this is like a gotcha. Because people's fucking mind apparently can't change. Like, I don't talk about this much, but me and my mom are basically diametrically opposed politically. And I still love her to death, but we do not agree on anything. I was raised with her politics, and then I left. So, and that's not, and I'm not, like, dissing her. Yo, what up? Always Marco. Yo, guys, everyone give a fat W to Always Marco. He is one of the most important people on internet when it comes to shouting out or calling out these fucking scammers like Patrick Bet David. I'll even say it. Donald Trump, I learned, was also a big proponent of ACN, which is a pyramid scheme. And it you know, you don't have to let that change, you know, how you think he is as a person or politics. I mean, maybe you know, everyone can have their own opinion. I'm not your fucking dad. I'm not here to tell you what to think. But it does raise the question why it's always our government. I feel like at the end of the day, left, right, center, the problem is always the fucking government. But thank you, Marco, for being such a powerful force in that. I love your, I love every single one of your videos, man. And you guys should subscribe. $10, Warrior for Life. As much as I don't want this scum to be given more publicity, I can't shake the thought of wanting to hear what he has to say. I'm actually somewhat afraid. Like, the longer... Like, if you want to hear the conspiracy part of my mind, it's like the narrative is being controlled in, how do you say this? It's like a controlled chaos that's being brought apart, coming down on our country. And I don't like talking about conspiracies much, even though I do like them, just because I don't want to be... Thank you, bro. Sorry, just discovering your vids. Keep it up. Thank you, Marco. And like I said, I sent you an email, so if you want me to do some editing for you, you know, it's always possible. But, you know, should I go down this rabbit hole, or should I keep, or should we just stick to the topic? Because I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, let's just stick to the topic. And let me read some of these. Thank you, Warrior for Life V2. I'll make a video on that because I do think there's like a lot of background work, but I mean, I think most people think that anyway. But anyway, fun fact on the first bullet that wasn't fired had the input code for the 500 kilogram bomb in Helldivers. Yes, I saw that, Tomahawk Gaming, 1942. I saw a video on Twitter from someone he went to high school with, apparently, said that he was like a Redditor. Like, that was the best way to describe him. I don't know if he actually went to high school with him or whatever, but if that is true, that would describe all the bullshit that we saw in the bullets and stuff. Which, I don't actually know what to think about that. I know some of it was like, could be easily, you know, described as like Antifa propaganda or whatever, the Italian Bella Ciao thing. What else was on the bullets? It was the Helldiver bomb code. Yeah, that was me. I just used my channel name and @gmail.com. I know it's I'm not great at writing emails, so you probably saw it as spam. Sorry, let me read some of the comments. Off-brand CIA.
Tremble before the scourge.
That's, like I said, we'll talk about that another time. I want to stick to the current events right now. I'm just going on a rant because I'm not wholly sober, but yeah. Hold up. I don't want to get banned again. That was not good. So let me look up this on another tab. Thank you so much. I see all your donations. I'm sorry, we're going to get to them. Every single time we try to cover current events, I just get a flood of donations and I feel so bad. Thank you, Valiant, and thank you, Bean. And thank you so much, Cameron. Sorry, hold up. Bullet. Because whenever I approach these things, I try to be as like unbiased and fair as possible. I really try to avoid all the I'm gonna say it, propaganda, both on the left and the right, that are very opportunist when it comes to these events, and I try to stay far away from that. But notices bulges. Oh whoa, what is this? And here's the thing. I don't like the FBI fucking director. Why are you tweeting, bro, instead of confirming that we got the killer? What What the fuck are you doing? Are you serious? And then we saw that the shooter had like transgender motivations or whatever, and I'm assuming that's what, you know, this is the evidence they're using for that, and I don't entirely think that this is like memeing. Like, he's fucking memeing on the bullets, which is sick in its own way, but I can't like what do you actually pull from this? Hey, fascist, catch. This one's obvious, right? And then the 3 arrows down. That's why I'm saying I think we can officially confirm that it's Antifa, but if you read this, you are gay, LMAO. Oh, man. But let me look at this. Cameron Campbell. I was waiting in line when I heard a pop. I saw him fall. I ducked and ran. Holy shit. I ran through a building, crossed a parking lot, and even a highway. Nearly ran over. Didn't stop until I was off campus in an IHOP. Jesus Christ. Thank you for the 20. UVU. Has he done a not a protest, but you know, an event there before? You didn't have to run that far, probably, like, but you know what? I fucking would, to be honest. I don't want anywhere. I don't want to catch a stray. I don't want any of that. I'm glad you made it safe, though. That is insane. Bean, $5. More proof that being Redditor is a spiritual sickness. See, even this stuff, I don't even want to say that it was Reddit specifically that radicalized him, because at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, Reddit does a lot of the horrible propaganda, all the Nazi calling, all of that. But Discord is way worse. Like, I don't think you guys understand. I see some of the stuff on Reddit, and I think it's really normie compared to some corners of the internet or some communities you can join. Like, it's not just Reddit. Maybe you can say it's a part of the pipeline or whatever, because they do push a lot of the same crazy-ass shit. But at the same time, hello, everyone joining. But at the same time, I think, like, certain Discord groups are a lot more dangerous when it comes to radicalizing people. Valiant Goat, thank you for the 5 gifted. Is there any more information, major information that's leaked? If there is, say it in the chat. So we have this, the writing on the casings of the bullets, and then let me look. I can't browse Twitter, dude, because there's gonna be some like there's gonna be some shit. Like either gore or stuff that's absolutely banned on YouTube. I don't know how to filter that out yet, though. Discord literally makes echo chambers. I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, that's absolutely true. I can't think of it. There is no devil's advocate argument. That is 100% true. But that's kind of the way it's designed, but obviously, when it's used for political means, things can get crazy. According to the guy's best friend, he was the only liberal in his entire family, according to his family. He became increasingly political and vocally voiced. See, this is something I also want to talk about. I hear that, but I want to know exactly what was said. I don't want someone to summarize what he said for me. Like, I want to hear, if you're going to make a claim like that, it's not that I don't believe you. I want to see what he actually said and make that determination for yourself. And this is something you should always do. Not just with this event, but, you know. Like, because what's liberal to some people may still be... It's like Europe and America has a different version of left and right wing, right? So I want to actually know what he said. Is there going to be a court date? I have no idea. I think we're too early on that. Have they even pressed like formal charges yet? Aren't they still working that out? Did you hear about Nepal's government being led by Discord? No, but we may have to talk about that a different time. Oh shit! Do you guys want it? You guys want me to bring back the beanie? I'll bring back the beanie. Let me. I think I know where it is. Hold up. There we go. The beanie is back. There we go. Let's see. So, Blue Sky, apparently, believes he was far left. And if you guys saw my post, I mean, believes he was far right. This is stupid because obviously once you go to college, once you join a new community, once you join new spaces, you're gonna, be influenced to a certain degree. Like maybe he was very impressionable. I mean, obviously he was very impressionable because you don't just wake up one day and decide to go and murder someone, but it's clear that he wasn't like unfamiliar with the ideas of the right? Even if he was left, he was not unfamiliar with, what they believe in. It just doesn't make sense to me. Charlie Kirk is a very big conservative figure. He had to have known about him before this. And if he knew about him before this, why is it all of a sudden that now he went from like maybe disagreeing with him to, okay, I'm gonna murder this guy now? Like I'm just trying to think. It doesn't. There had to have been some sort of massive escalation in his life that brought him to this, which maybe we'll learn. By the way, if I had to guess, I was 15 to 20 feet away from Charlie. I wanted to talk to him on the mic. God. $5, thank you. But is that true? That is crazy. Do you go to UVU? Do you mind if I ask? Were you in line to talk to him, or were you just at the event and wanted to talk to him? No local? Oh, okay. I've probably missed a lot of these debates. They've probably happened on like colleges near me too, and I just didn't catch them, unfortunately. I'll go to one if someone hosts them now. I'll definitely go and I'll record the event. It's going to be very interesting to see how the Red Hats play this if it's true. 2.6 thousand upvotes. They accuse the guy who killed the Democratic lawmakers of being a Democrat. Edit, since I'm getting a lot of bad faith messages, yes, there are left-wing political murderers. They're just about 1/10 as common as the right wing. Okay. That doesn't seem to be, I don't know the numbers, so out of the intelligence of my audience, I'm not even going to comment on that. Because left-wing, you guys can look it up and make your own determinations. Because left-wing messaging and liberal messaging is not focused on violence. Okay, that's not that true. Right-wing messaging, by contrast, is explicitly designed to encourage political violence. One of the tools that the right has that's very powerful that the left does not have is that they're religious by nature, and I feel like a lot of them have like a moral conviction not to be violent, and like a very strong one, whereas people on the left who are primarily atheists, not that making you an atheist makes you any more violent, but it gives you more openings to, I think, commit violence. Not that obviously theological groups who are on the right, don't use their faith inappropriately, but it seems like in America and what I see on social media that this tends to be the case, because I go on Twitter a lot and I see a lot of right-leaning people be very racist, but I never see them call out for violence that often. But the racism thing is still definitely probably just Twitter, let's be honest, because there's a lot of white racism too on there. In my own town, there is a middle school teacher who was also a city council member who lost both jobs because he said seeing Charlie Kirk died brightened his day, and people are defending him. Thank you for the 10. You know, I know someone who also, they didn't say it brightened their day, but they gave me the most Redditor response ever. They said, here, let me actually look it up. Let me bring out the messages. They said,
tremble before the scourge.
Sorry, I have to scroll up.
I am sworn to Ner'zhul.
Shit, come on. Oh, yeah. He's a liberal, by the way. I've actually debated him in person. But he said he does not think that the death is tragic. Now, here's what I think about that. I think even if you took the most horrible dictators in history and their children, watch them die and spew out gallons of blood right before their eyes as they're very scared, as you watch a family that wasn't political in any way, it's fucking children, and usually you know, maybe the wife or whatever agrees with the politics, but the family dynamic at the end of the day, and the kids, you know, losing a father is absolutely horrible. Like, these people, these kids didn't have any involvement in what occurred, or with their father, you know, who was most likely a politician, right, dictator or whatever. You can still find tragedy in these events. So to say that you don't think it's tragic at all, for anyone involved, is just, it's just mind-boggling. And this is one of the explanations. He said objectively he cares because it is in front of him. I care objectively because this thing is in front of me. I don't care about it any other time. But it's this political calculation that I feel like people like Destiny engage in a lot, that completely remove any type of humanity from the politics that we're talking about. And I find that disgusting. Truly, actually. And this is one of the reasons I used to think similarly like this, actually, in high school. I wasn't completely on the left or anything, but I always thought about it very immaturely, is how I would say it. And then I realized, like, holy shit, dude. And look, I was on Reddit, all right? And then I woke up one day and I was like, wait, this is, something about this just doesn't feel right. Like, scoring points shouldn't be the objective in politics. Like, at the end of the day, it's one of the most important things that affects us all. So we should take it a lot more seriously than this. But I mean, it's just sad. It's just sad. And people take advantage of people's emotions too. That's why you see all the propaganda on Twitter and shit. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Sorry, I had my drink around here. Oh, here it is. Sorry, I'm tired. I'm going on a rambling. Bryson Graham, $10. Thank you.
Before the scourge.
Oh no. Okay, sorry. I already read that one. Cameron Campbell again. It's hard with $10. It's hard to see the people celebrating it. It makes me angry and sad and hard to heal. I want justice, but also peace. I want revenge through prison, votes, and mines. And this is something that scares me a lot too, is when I see, and I understand the feeling of quick retribution. They take out my guy, we gotta take out one of theirs. And this is exactly like 1-to-1 how gang violence occurs. Like, you kill one of my family members, we're killing one of your family members. We can even throw in like Hatfields and McCoys, right? We can continue this cycle forever now because there's so many people on the left and the right that there's infinite targets for both sides. And that's what's so scary. Sorry, I'm just going on. Let me read some of the comments. Conservatives never do anything. It's not just conservatives, bro. It's fucking the common denominator to all of the problems on the left and the right is the fucking government. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? It may be different parts of the government, but at the end of the day, we have a lot of failure points in both cities, state governments, and even the fucking federal government. Like, there's a massive sex child trafficking ring, one of the biggest in all of American history, and we still are fucking bumbling around with it. Like, I don't talk about it that often because there's no point of bringing it up because, you know, me bitching about it online isn't gonna summon the files. I think I said that in my last video. But still, it's like, whenever you think about it, it's like, come the fuck on, man. $10, Tiberius Voidwalker. I think atheists have the problem of replacing religion with politics instead of finding a moral philosophy to follow. As an atheist myself, I hate being linked to these folks. Anyways, bears are fish. Thank you, yes. You remind me every time you speak. Yes, bears are fish. But I almost want to say that, especially on Twitter, I see a lot of religious people replacing their own religious beliefs with political ones. Give me a 1 in chat if you've seen that, or if you agree that you see a lot of people do it. Like, I'll see people who, like, are mainly Christians, I would say. Not that it's only Christians, but they'll use, like, they just refuse to call out, like, evil actions. And it's not, okay, no, maybe I'm, let me pull up examples. Before you call me an idiot, let me pull up examples, because I saw some. Let me go on to Twitter. Oh wait, no, I don't have to. Like, the Minnesota shooting, I saw a bunch of people who had like crosses in their bio and stuff, using, not like saying a prayer for the family or whatever, but saying this is what the Democrats did or whatever. Like, now is not the time for that, you know? Especially when they just happen. It's you're committing the same sin that you're complaining about. But no, I do agree. Like, a lot of these Redditors and stuff replace their spirituality with politics, and then both get corrupted very quickly. Rip Charlie, end leftist violence, Viva Cristo Rey. Thank you, $2. Who's Cristo Rey? Am I an idiot? Who is that? Oh, okay, it's Jesus. Okay. I thought so, but I had to double check. Oh no, please. Let me scroll up. Okay. Strangely sexy, $5. Utah history teacher told us white men were the biggest problem in America. Guys, should I repost this video? Let me show you guys something. This video got 500 likes, but I posted this. These are big institutions and people on the news. Sorry, let me pause the music real quick. That was StarCraft 2, by the way.
Whiteness of its 419 parks is an
Can you guys hear this?
crisis.
You stop it! You are a white male! Stop it! You are a white male! Your skin is light enough! Stop it!
You're a white woman with blonde hair!
Yeah?
That's racist. You are racist!
You're a fucking white male! You're a
Realize the biggest terror threat in this country is white men.
Say to the people who dragged a poor white guy out of a car and beat him.
Oh my goodness, poor white people, please, oh my, stop it.
It means recognizing that there is one common enemy, the white man. We need to address the fact that, you know, all of these groups of people, the issues they face, it all comes from the same.
This is like more publicized than probably a lot of, okay, I won't say that actually, but it's just as bad as like 1950s like anti-black propaganda. Like, what the fuck are we listening to here? These are the people you give a voice?
I don't even know what diversity means, but whatever. Thank you.
It means non-white men. I would say
that's where that came from?
our country should be more fearful.
I've watched this video but never made that connection for some reason.
Of white men across our country, because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country. We should be profiling, monitoring, and creating policies to fight the radicalization of white.
When is it okay to...
Now, this isn't to say that, you know, racist people don't exist, obviously, who are white and on the right, but never have I seen it in my lifetime be so like public to just hate on white people. And it's so weird too, because the same, I guess this only applies to a slavery argument, but like most people in America weren't fucking slave owners. They came to America post fucking legalize, you know, slavery being legal. So it's just, at least when I know the civil rights didn't happen until 1960. Obviously, there was still a lot of legal problems, but I mean, this isn't helping. This isn't doing anything beneficial. In fact, it's extremely hypocritical in every single way. So happy he is arrested. This has helped. I am now eating, can think about other things now. Talking to people, no longer shaking. $5. Hey man, since you were actually there, I'm so sorry that you had to, I don't even know the words.
Tremble before the scourge.
Like, I've never seen anyone die in front of me, but most people there, this is probably their first time, and they'll never fucking forget it. And I don't think anyone else in the nation is going to forget it. And even though I wasn't, probably because I wasn't there, I don't have nearly this bad of a reaction not being able to eat and stuff. But like, this is some PTSD shit, dude. And thankfully he only had like a bolt action, so he could only reasonably get off maybe like 3 shots before people started taking immediate action directly against him. And he couldn't shoot more people, but because I'm sure he probably would have. But he really just wanted to seems like he really just wanted to take out Charlie. Milk $2. Charlie Kirk appeared in my dreams last night. What happened? Did he just appear out of nowhere? He come out of the shadows? Or like what did he do? Do you have hair, Floppa Man? I do have hair. Thank you for the $2. You should just rewind the stream. Oh wait, you can't do that. You can't do that on YouTube. You'll see. You'll see. I still have my hair. Sorry, let's get to the Reddit post. I keep getting fucking distracted. Wait, where is it? Oh no, where is it, guys? God, I'm gonna rewatch this stream tomorrow. Oh, that's probably super loud for y'all. No, I am not bald. Stop. Stop. I'm not bald. I'm not bald. Not yet. Not yet. Do not curse me, please. That's true. You know, I can't disprove that it's not a wig at the moment. Wait, do you guys not hear it? Oh shit, okay. There we go. It was on Blue Sky, right? Oh, Blue Sky Skeets. Now, here's the thing. Here's something interesting, guys. I actually think this is possible. Because there legitimately are some right-wing people who do commit, like, crazy acts of violence. And it is possible that they don't like the mainstream conservative movement enough that they would still decide to take out someone who's a part of it. But, I mean, we need some evidence for that. And so far, everything has pointed in, you know, the direction of Occam's razor, but $5. Sorry, let me try to find this post real quick. Actually, no, we can just go through them top to bottom. Why not? Man Milk again. Charlie Kirk is debating the demons, fighting for the Lord. He shows respect and dignity even towards the most evil and wants to show them the way. You know, I don't think... No, I know for sure that not everybody who debated Charlie Kirk was a bad person, right? At the end of the day, most people are, I would say, not crazy enough to celebrate. Like, we can see it a lot on Twitter, right? And we can see it a lot on X. It's not smart to, first off, because every time there's a call, there's going to be a response. So doing this, having him dead, I feel for those who actually did like what he did. Like the person he was talking to also made a video who said, the guy who he was, you know, the last guy he was talking to in the debate or whatever, he said that he didn't agree with Charlie, but like, this is not the direction that we need to be heading, because it goes both ways and it'll always come back. But I do agree. He was fighting for absolutely what he believed in. Even though I'm not religious personally, I do agree with a lot of the messaging, because obviously it can be rational. Just because it's religious doesn't mean it's irrational. But Ancient Nellip, is that you, Nellip? Well, look what we have here. How are you doing, big man? Hopefully you are doing well in the fine day going on. And seems you are balding. I am not balding, first of all. Second of all, things are going pretty well. I'm tired. Maybe you can hear it in my voice. But I needed to make a video tonight, and I thought, you know, a long-ass live stream could make up for that. So I hope you're doing well too, man. I watched one of your videos on that Warhammer 40k streamer. Alright, not streamer, but YouTuber recently. I don't know much about him, but anyone who sims for Game Workshop is actually a cuck. Look, both literally and in every conceivable way. Echo, $10. Lately, people have been using AI to copy Charlie Kirk's voice, making said AI say stuff that he'd say if he was alive and talking it, and taking it like it's actually him. Sorry. I think you mean talking like it's actually him. I find it disrespectful. Dude, really? Let me try to find some. Where do you see it on? Do you see it on Twitter? Okay. Hot take. Here's a hot take. You guys better prepare yourselves. TikTok? Oh. YouTube Shorts? You'd probably find more on TikTok, right? Look, I'm gonna say this. This is not meant to be disrespectful in any way. In fact, I think it's absolutely incredible that she was able to do this. But how many of you guys watched Charlie Kirk's wife Erica speak in the live stream tonight? Give me a 1 if you have, or 2 if you missed it. Okay, so most of you saw it. Most of you saw it, more or less. Well, if you didn't see it, you can go watch it. But, I don't know how she managed to do that, considering that if anything like what happened to her did it to me, like, it was almost weird. It's like, you just had one of the most devastating things in your life ever happen. And now, and in less than 24 hours, you're going on camera and talking about it. Like, I wish she just took a little bit more time to grieve and not, you know, make a social media presence about it. Like, maybe I'm overthinking this. And maybe it's just incredibly strong of her, you know. But I don't know. I definitely couldn't manage that. She just got balls of steel for doing that so quickly after what happened. I just saw the part where she spoke about counseling her daughter. Some people prefer to get over it with right away. That's true. They probably did have a lot of talks about what happens, you know, what would happen if this were to occur. Because it's always a possibility. Like, any influencer, especially in the political space, knows that, you know, this is a chance, and because of how big Charlie Kirk was. But I just wish, I don't want people to see it the wrong way and to see it as her just being so politically maybe brain rot that she's using her husband's death as like an opportunity. Like, maybe that's just some of my schizo thoughts getting out, but yeah, that's it. Yeah, it just kind of worried me. But, you know, I'm not in her shoes, so I don't know. I don't know exactly what she's going through or what she's thinking in this very moment. I can imagine, though, it's just insurmountable amounts of pain. And I don't know how she held herself together. It's fucking nuts, actually. Man Milk, $2. Today I learned I'm allergic to IRL Floppa cats. Pray for me. Oh no. Uh-oh. You can't do surprise adoptions on the street. How bad is the allergies, though? It is allergy pill time. Thank you, Meowistic. Joshua Launch. Oh, it Loch? Loch? Loach? Loke? I'm sorry, I probably said it right one of those times. Please forgive me. $20, sup-based. Prior to Mr. Kirk's unfortunate death, I used to politics was some. I used to think politics was some sort of mental illness. Now I just see it as straight up cancer. Just my opinion given my experience with political discourse. I mean, there's been political assassinations in the past. This is definitely not the first one. You know, politics is a very, very serious and real thing. And on my channel, you guys know I prefer entertainment and to make you guys laugh more than anything. Which is why I don't get too serious into politics unless I have like a scripted video where I can explain all my points, just because I don't like propagandizing. I prefer everyone to think for themselves. And, you know, I'm just one person who has only so much information. So I try to do my best to give you guys everything I can. Oh, pronounced Loke? Okay. So I didn't get any of them right. Great. Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. I understand your comment. I don't like a lot of political discourse either, because I see so many of the mainstream debaters just basically... I don't feel like they're arguing in good faith a lot of the time, and which is why the conversations take forever to say like very basic information, because they're always, you know, double backing to make sure that the person isn't, you know, has the right information. And even when they do, I feel like there's a lot of gaslighting that goes on too, and so it just becomes like literal blood sports. So it's one of the reasons why I don't personally like debating that much. I have debated with people in the past, but I feel like you can be... I almost feel like, you know, typing discourse, like in forums and stuff, could be a better platform for actually discussing like complicated ideas instead of in person. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just being a little black-pilled about it, just because I've watched a lot of debates and stuff, and I wish they could get on with the points, you know. That boy, $10, was going through some of the recent comments of Lessons in Meme Culture video of Charlie Kirk, and holy shit. Lessons in Meme Culture? Is that a... Are you talking about the... Oops. Are you talking about the channel? Oh, I see. Let's check this out. Please? Guys, it won't let me move it. What is going on? The heck? Guys, it locked my window. I cannot move this thing. I cannot move this part of the screen. What is going on? Okay, I guess I'll just read some of them to you. Passed away makes it sound like he left peacefully on a bed surrounded by his friends and family. The irony that the censorship basically makes it harder to say he was assassinated. He was shot in such a way that even if he did somehow survive, he would never be able to speak again. Passed away, my grandma passed away. Kirk got fucking blasted. Charlie Kirk is dead is 4 words I never thought I'd be hearing, saying within the next 30 years. True. Dude was only 31. Like, I'm only 5 years... No, I'm 6 years younger than him, guys. Think about that. I am 6 years younger than Charlie Kirk. That's just crazy. He probably had a good 40, 50 years ahead of him, too. But, sorry. Again, every single time I try to do what I was supposed to do on this video. Thank you, that boy, though. Every single time I want to do, I try to get back to what I was wanting to do. I get a comment. Sorry, I'm trying to scroll down. We'll do the last two and then we'll get to it. Oh, thank you, Troll Toll for the 10. No message, but thank you. And yes, everyone is gonna be shouted out in the next video. That's one of the things that if you donate on the stream, I will add you to the list and shout you out, regardless of if you're already on it or not. By the way, yes, you were talking about the Valrak video. For the longest time, he's been doing it since 2020, sometimes exposing 40K channels. Like, that is good. I agree. Games Workshop is one of the most cucked companies I've ever seen. They're like worse than McDonald's with raising prices. Especially recently. Bro, he was probably going to be president. See, I think he may have had a good chance, but because I want to give you my honest opinion. I don't just want to hop on the bandwagon with this. I think Charlie Kirk was very politically effective at communicating, but I think people would have had a lot of skepticism with him. And online, he probably would have had a lot of baggage. I mean, I guess that really doesn't matter anymore because we have people like fucking Donald Trump got into office twice. Almost 3 times, in fact. And we all know the baggage he had. You know what? Okay. I actually think it was probably quite possible. I'd give it like a 70% chance that he could have made it and competed with the others. Considering his reputation was so online, like, that's actually quite a powerful force depending on who you are. And I think Charlie was a pretty reasonable, mainstream, moderate guy. And he says a lot of things that the other politicians are too afraid to, especially with gun control laws. But anyway, Nick Nilsson is the last one, $2. What's up, King? Love the stream. Stay true. Thank you. I wish I did it sooner, not at 1:22 a.m. when I've been, let's just say, not exactly sober. But anyway, r/Blue Sky Skeets. I'm definitely going to be streaming some more, so stay tuned. Oh, another one. Jesus. Lost Comrade, $20. I stumbled on your channel completely by accident. I'm glad I did. Keep up with the good content. Thank you. I did technically miss a video today, but that's why I'm streaming for 10 times the length of my videos usually, so hopefully it makes up for it. But so was it worth it, Charlie? Is that chicken pox? Or are those gunshots? Are these gunshots? What is he talking about? Blue sky? My only problem with it is it implies Charlie might not be in hell. Oh! It's school shootings. Okay. You can tell I'm tired because that took me a while. So, guys, Charlie had a fucking solution to school shootings that, for whatever reason, it's not politically, I don't even want to say acceptable, because plenty of people say it, but I don't know why nobody takes it as, like, a serious solution. Like, arming more, like, schools of more security, like, we have infinite security at fucking airports, but we have minimal security where we keep our children. I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. And this is fucking retarded. And also, you can care about school shootings and also be pro Second Amendment. Again, I don't even like addressing these arguments because they're so easy to debunk. And if you just take like 5 seconds to think about it, but apparently this was worth 50,000 upvotes on Reddit. I mean, obviously, probably a lot of them are bots, but still. Like, really? The bots decided that this was that worth it to spread? Badass, but there is no way he is in the same place as them. Why not? What did he do? Even if he was wrong, right? Even if this is coming from someone who isn't religious, but I'm pretty sure because of his faith, he would be saved by his own, beliefs, right? Because he had faith in Christ. He would talk about it constantly. And I don't think he did anything that would warrant him, not that's at least public knowledge, that would warrant him to go to hell in his own religion. So it doesn't even make sense. Why? I want to ask these people why, but obviously I would get banned. Or maybe not banned, but they would come up with some bullshit fucking reason. Ancient Nellup, or Nellup again. Last donation in before I go to work. I know you are a busy guy, but hopefully we get to collab when you are free, my good man. Have a good stream. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. I know we have Sig Marxism, and we have the other one that we need to look at, and we have posts. It's just we got to find that time. It's tough for you because you're in Australia, so both of our schedules are completely flipped. But I hope we do get to at some point. Hopefully within a month. I know we've been saying that for a while, but I actually hope we do get there. He wasn't standing on the clouds, so think that's how the artist separated the innocent victims from Kirk, who stood against protecting them. Charlie Kirk stood against protecting school shooting victims. How exactly? In that clip that I showed you guys, see ya, Floppa. Off to the mines for 8 hours. Stay safe, strangely sexy. And thank you for the donation. And don't get punched on your way to work. That's a good solution. I mean, that's a good thing to avoid. But is there any leftists or liberals in chat? Give me a 1 if you are. Because I seriously want to ask you this question. Suited Ace, you are? Okay, do you have a problem with putting more security in schools? Or do you think that's not a tenable solution to, like, more school shootings? And maybe if you don't think this, you don't have a problem with it, why do you think the left doesn't push for this solution? Like, do you think it's an admittance? Like, have you heard a good logical argument for why we shouldn't provide more security for, like, just on the school premises? Sorry to put you on the spot, by the way. You can say I don't know, but I actually haven't heard a single Redditor or anyone who's on the left or liberal address this point at any point. And it's sad. Maybe I just missed it, but I'll be waiting for your response if you're gonna give it. Let me look through these. Keep in mind, among the many sordid things this lunatic said, one was that we should bring public executions back and allow children to attend them. Welp. He's the rare conservative that actually upheld their ideals. Did he actually say this? Let me look up if he actually said this. Not one I agree with, but the main one is aesthetics. So what? It doesn't look good optically to have security at schools, but don't we already have them? What would having a few more, like, how would that be? How would that be worse? Like, I feel like this is just a pussy argument. Like, can't you just say, like, you know, we have more guns in this country, therefore we should have more protection? Boom. There you go. That's such a stupid fucking argument. Let me see if Charlie Kirk actually said this. I don't see anywhere immediately where he said it. Is there like a speech? Did Charlie Kirk say he wanted children to watch public executions? Okay, Newsweek. Trump ally Charlie Kirk suggests children should watch public executions. Charlie Kirk, Turning Point USA, show that children watch public executions. Okay, is this capital punishment, also known as the death penalty, is a state-sanctioned practice of killing someone as punishment for convicted crime, according to the death penalty, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, blah, 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 24 immigrants, blah, blah, blah. This has nothing to do with what he said. Okay, on his weekly panel, Thought Crime, Kirk was discussing death penalties of those convicted crimes, adding that not only does he believe there should be public executions, but that children should watch them. Death penalties should be public, should be quick, it should be televised. I think at a certain age, it's an initiation. What age do you see the public? Should you start to see public executions? Kirk asked. Kirk, along with his co-host Jack Posobiec, Tyler, continued to discuss at what age. Which one co-host pointing out that as young as 12 years old. I think maybe age 12, 6th grade or so, when you are old enough. In response, Kirk said, I think it should be taken in a holy way, and I don't mean holy in a bad way. I just mean this is heavy. Okay, so wait, when does he say it? Like, explicitly that children should watch it? Because this is, what this is saying is that they were floating around the idea that, and it says one of the co-hosts, it doesn't even say him. Am I missing something? No, I'm not. Did any of you guys watch, this Charlie Kirk show, or this segment of his show? What's it called again? Thought Crime? Did any of you watch Thought Crime? Does this article actually show where Charlie says this? It doesn't. The most it says is that they were discussing it, and one of the co-hosts pointed out that it, as young as 12 years old. And then it said, but he doesn't actually explicitly say it. But even if he does, like, this is just his fucking opinion at the end of the day. Right? It doesn't mean you should be assassinated. And I'm sure Thought Crime, if I had to guess, was where they would discuss, like, edgier topics and probably have some more hot takes about them, more or less. So this is just fan fiction. Maybe. I mean, at the end of the day, like, he is a major political figure, so what he says has more, you know, weight than what a rando would say, but I would say that this is probably close to more like fan fiction, as you say. That's a funny way of putting it, but I still don't think we should probably, like, I don't know. It's one of those things that feels good, but I feel like if I were to see public executions like that, it would actually make me more sad. Like, does anyone else feel that way? Like, give me a 1 if, like, this is something that you think about and it feels good to think about, like, getting this national justice. But I feel like if I just watch someone be brutally killed in front of me or on TV, like, that wouldn't actually make me feel better about the situation. I'm sure some of you are, like, feeling great because it does depend, right? Like, if it's like a serial pedophile, right? Like, you know, I wouldn't care that it happened or that they did it, but I feel like there's something not good about seeing that much death, you know? Because there's probably a lot of people in America that deserve something similar to that on a daily basis. We don't need to see death. We aren't meant to see death as humans. I wouldn't go that far. I just don't think... God, this is bright. Oh, there we go. I don't think it's necessarily true that we're not meant to see death. I think... I don't know. Maybe you guys will disagree. I just don't think it would be that great for the soul. You know? Even if it is completely deplorable people. Like, as long as they can confirm that they're dead and that we can see, you know, photographic evidence or something. I don't know. It's a weird conversation to have. Because on one hand, I would be excited to watch people who absolutely deserve it get the justice that I think they deserve. But then at the same time, like, I think it would get old and I would get depressed just watching that many people just get executed. Especially if their, like, families are in attendance or something like that. I don't know. That's kidnapping. Texas Republicans have locked Democratic Representative Nicole Collier inside the state house chamber and refused to allow her to leave. They're requiring Democrats to sign permission slips and have police escort in order to leave the chamber, and she refuses to sign. Did I miss something? How bright is your monitor? That's a good point. It probably is too bright. Why do I look too white?
Tremble before the scourge.
I'm turning down my monitor. Holy shit. Triple X Medic. I see you got the member for 8 months. Holy shit. Can't stay long, Big Cat. Floppa stays strong together during these dark days. Thank you so much, and yes. Now is the time to stay strong, especially when horrible shit like this happens. We can't crash out. Unfortunately, I see death and dismemberment daily in my job to the point that I've become desensitized to it. Holy fuck, dude, what do you do? Thank you for the 5, but what do you do? I'm trying to think, are you like a coroner or something? Sorry, let me change the music. Super Smash Bros. Feels really weird listening to this. Talking about state executions. Alright, there we go. I'm a fireman? Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Thank you. And that sucks. But I know you guys are first responders, especially when it comes to stuff like that. What did I miss? Why were they making people sign security slips? I mean, permission slips to have police escort them? Wouldn't they just... What the fuck is going on? Wouldn't you just have them be escorted by security because that's necessary for, like, security? Am I missing something? Does anyone know anything about this? 108,000 upvotes? Where are the Texas vigilantes we always hear about protecting their fellow Texans? This is so fucking retarded. Oh my god. 1.4 thousand upvotes? What? So, do they want people to just start shooting the security that's supposed to be escorting these people out of the room? Like I said, this is weird. Who needs a security? Who needs to sign a permission slip to get security? Aren't you an elected official? Shouldn't you have it already? You need to run these through Grok or ChatGPT. I don't usually like doing that, only because they can be really inaccurate. Let me see what this is in reference to. Okay. Representative Nicole Collier spends night on Texas House floor after refusing police escort. A Texas House Democrat was confined in the Capitol overnight after she refused a police escort that Republican leaders imposed on lawmakers who participated in the 2-week walkout over a GOP mid-decade redistricting plan. Representative Nicole Collier declined on Monday afternoon to sign a slip giving her permission from Speaker Dustin Burrows to leave the House floor with a state law enforcement officer shadowing her. I refuse to sign away my dignity as a duly elected representative just so Republicans can control my movements and monitor me with police escorts. Wait. Is this the woman? Oh my god, dude. Why does it make... You know what? Fuck the light. We don't need the light. There we go. Isn't this the woman, though? That walked out of, like they fled the state or something for that one event? Now say it with an Asian accent. My Asian accent's actually quite horrible. Every time I try to mock myself, I can't do it. Oh, okay, so they're basically considering her a flight risk, is what I'm seeing, but where exactly would they escort them to? Like, their house? This is weird. I don't understand it. Why would we be considered a flight risk if we walked in on our own volition? Because you fled the state last time? I don't know. If she was a Republican, Reddit would say, why won't the stubborn bitch just sign it? That's true. Hey, they'll force you to wear masks and stay inside your home for months, and they'll shut down businesses. Small businesses, but the second you offer them security, they'll deny it and they'll say it's a blatant violation, even though they've shown that they will unconstitutionally just walk out of their fucking job because they disagree with something. But that's nowhere here or there. Because I don't fully understand this, let's just move on. It really is astonishing how quickly it goes from civil war and blood in the streets to wow, guys, it's just a sad tragedy. when it becomes inconvenient. It really is astonishing how quickly it goes from civil war and blood in the streets to wow guys, it's just a sad tragedy. When it becomes a white male. Oh god. True, for a minute there, they were ready to burn down liberal cities in revenge. I still think the right, at least the mainstream modern right, has a lot more what's it called? What's the word? Fuck. This is why I don't stream tired. We have a lot more fortitude when it comes to like destroying our own communities over events that happen in a state that isn't ours. Restraint, there you go. I still think the right has a lot more restraint than the left, at least currently. And they're really pushing it. They really are pushing it quite a bit. And I feel like if someone, God forbid, if someone else were to die that was conservative right now or a mainstream speaker, like even someone that a lot of people don't like Ben Shapiro, right? God, if Ben Shapiro died, it would be a fucking nuts day on Twitter. But I feel like that might actually cause like a J6 crash out on an even bigger level. Like, press 1 if you agree or 2 if you don't on if like another death would actually cause a crash out or not. I feel like we haven't seen what the right is capable of. And I feel like a lot of people, including myself, are really afraid of it. Not because... And it's just because I like stability. I don't like constant chaos. Like, this isn't good for any of us here watching. It's extremely stressful to even cover it and actively have to like look at it all day every day. Like, I know this isn't I signed up for this essentially, right? So it's like based why the fuck are you bitching? But you know, I just see tragic shit and very, very extreme rhetoric all day, every day. And it gets to you. And I'm afraid if that leaks into, like, the mainstream public, like, we're in for a tough time. We're in for a very, very tough time. Or at least next, like, few months. Do you think if that, if the right crashes out, it'll be worse than the summer of 2020? It may get there. It may get there. If not be way worse. Because the right... The people who crash out aren't as heavily armed, don't have the same type of epistemic convictions or like spiritual convictions that people on the right do. So like if they're gonna crusade, I feel like the right would absolutely crusade, not just cause chaos, but like be very targeted and very, very brutal and blunt with what they do. But it takes a lot to get them there. Nancy Mace, it was I can't even say it. It was a transgender supporter. I'm going to advocate harder against transgenders. A few moments later, this person deserves prayer and a chance to change. Notice if it were a trans person, scorched earth, a white guy, forgiveness. Really practicing what Kirk preached, hatred to trans people. Who the fuck is Nancy Mace? Oh. That's right. I know who she is. I didn't recognize her by the name. She's the congressman. Or congresswoman. The Republican one. Sorry, I'm reading. A white guy forgiveness. I don't even know what... Is it me, or when you read Reddit posts, you have to, like, double take and just, like, try to... You gotta, like, think twice about what the fuck they're actually trying to say. Because I don't understand. If it was a trans person scorched earth, what is this even referring to? What the fuck is this even referring to? They don't add context to anything they say, so I have to, like, think really fucking deeply and try to consider all the possibilities of what they're trying to say. Like, I don't understand the context of either of these, because they don't provide it. What's wild to me is that people seem to forget this person was a person with a gun who murdered a public speaker in cold blood, and the shooter's identity shouldn't have any influence on the law. They're basically admitting that they observe different levels of justice for people with different identities and political views. Is that what they're even saying, though? Like I said, there's no context to this. So I can't even, like... defend... I can't say for sure either of these. I don't want to give you guys bullshit information, but I can't contextualize what's being said. The murder of Charlie Kirk was criminal and wrong and should be condemned. And Charlie Kirk was a horrible, hateful man who spent his life radicalizing young people to embrace their worst demons by targeting women, people of color, immigrants, and marginalized. I refused to sanitize him. Again, Redditors, all Reddit cares about, this is propaganda, all right? They don't give any actual evidence, any quotes ever. Whenever you see a post like this, even on Twitter, because I thought about making a video showing you all the propaganda on both sides, where they just say some, like, platitude, and that's it. They don't give any evidence. It's just literal, like, this is a statement. Okay, he was... This is what he's saying. He was misogynist, he was a racist, he was xenophobic with these two, and he was a bigot. But I'm not going to provide any of the evidence for it. I'm just going to say it. I wish I could see how many... It doesn't matter. You got 80,000 likes on Reddit. Yep. Yep, he's had his news cycle back on Epstein files. Oh my god, dude. And the right does this too. I see this shit on Twitter on the right all the time. And it's always some racist shit too. But just know it's propaganda, and it's most likely a bot. Charlie Kirk was saying that too many shooters are transgender while in the process of being shot by a white cisgender male. Never has there been a more on-the-nose example of a threat modeling gone wrong. I think you could say this about any type of school shooter, that 1-2 school shooter is way too many. But also, if we look at all the school shooters or shooters in recent events, like that are publicly and political, per capita, like, people notice a pattern that people are going to act very violently, supposedly in defense of themselves, being genocided by, I guess, not affirming their pronouns or whatever. I don't know. But the targets are always weird too. Like, I guess not weird, but if you're really that upset at what elected officials are doing, why would you go shoot up children? That doesn't make any sense. Good night, Liberty Bro. Like, is there actually any logic to that? If this is true, it might be pretty base. Did you see Stephen King's tweet about Charlie? He got called out for it hard and deleted it. Yes, I did see that. I still don't like Stephen King, though. I think he's a great horror author, but I do not like his politics at all. But still, I don't. It's just pure evil. That's the only thing I can come up with. You don't like your representatives, so instead of taking political action against the people who would actually have any power in harming you, you take it out on children. Okay. What did Steven say? You can go dig up the quote. I mean, it's just type in Stephen Kirk, Charlie Kirk. I mean, not Stephen Kirk. God, I'm tired. Stephen King, Charlie Kirk, and you can see. Aaron Rupar. I've heard of this person. I don't know who they are though, really. Fox News is just forging ahead tonight as though a card-carrying Democrat gunned down Charlie Kirk. The narrative is impervious to facts. Also, here's another thing. That I do not like that happened. I saw a lot of people, or not a lot of people, but I saw like Timcast and Charlie Kirk. Nah, God, not Charlie Kirk. Timcast and the Quartering say that the shooter was trans.
Tremble before the scourge.
Just, and the evidence that they had for it was like that one Steven Crowder report. Like, I think it was just pro-trans messaging, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're trans. I feel like when people do these breaking news segments, it's more misleading than anything. Why can't I find it? Where was it? Did he delete it? Oh shit, I think he deleted it. Guys. He deleted the videos because I saw them and they're not here anymore. Or he changed the title. Did the Quartering delete his? Oh yeah, Charlie Kirk's assassin is a trans radical. Right here. Come on, Jeremy. Are you serious? Are you serious, man? Like, you don't... It's shit like this that makes these people say... Makes the Redditors say the shit like they were about people, the right, thinking it was a trans shooter, which, you know, it's a meme and all, right? But then you see like serious videos like this and it's like, come on, dude. I think he said it multiple times too. Not that he is trans. I think Jeremy means he is an ally. He says trans radical. What am I supposed to think? What is the average audience supposed to think? I get it's probably just clickbait, guys. That doesn't mean I have to be okay with it. Like you could have mentioned it in a way that isn't like an actual lie, is what I'm trying to say. Like, isn't an obfuscation. Not that he did cover all the information and he didn't say that it was, you know, the person was trans, obviously, within the video, but still, you know. I just think we can do better. Jeremy is kind of sloppy, let's be real. It's what he does. That's true. That is true. And I like some of his videos. Keep that in mind. I don't think Jeremy is a bad person by any means. But he does crash out. He is prone to crashing out. That's one thing. Oh, let me make this smaller. Sorry, guys. I didn't even see that. Jesus Christ, I forgot how much the Quartering posts. I know, man. This guy... Imagine if I posted like this. But then again, it'd be slop. Goodbye, whoever said goodbye. I'm sorry. ECD? I did not see. But anyway, let's continue. Aaron Rupert, again. Who is this? Who is Aaron? Someone tell me who Aaron is. Does he work for like a big news organization? He's a journalist. Journalist. Okay. Is he a real journalist or is he a Twitter journalist? Remnant 777 is in the motherfucking chat. Everybody say hi to Remnant. What is up, bro? How's it going? Sup, bruv? We are just browsing Reddit and seeing what their lovely opinions are on current events. That was one of the most batshit press conferences of Trump's public life. He brandished a photo of Putin and promised to deploy the U.S. military to occupy Chicago, New York, and San Francisco. A sane country would be moving towards impeachment and removal right now. Base libertarian opinion coming. I think that above all, what we need to be doing for these cities is allowing people as much access to the Second Amendment as possible, because they're basically fucking war zones, all right? And we need to have more centers so that we can train people in proper gun safety and use. Like the stabbing on the Charlotte the Charlotte train or whatever. If one person had a gun and witnessed that, they should be well within their rights and face no legal stress about fucking mag dumping that person. All right? That is what should happen, and that is what every criminal should be afraid of. That their life can just as easily be fucking erased. Just like how they would want to erase the life of others. Randomly, in public. Now, occupying a city that has insane crime rates, honestly, Chicago is one of the most fucking corrupt cities I've ever seen, and has been for a very long time. In fact, it's quite interesting if you look at the history of Chicago and all their mayors, and because it was originally like mafia ties. That's when the corruption began, and then it just kept continuing down. Trap University, if you know who that is, he made a great video on it. I would suggest go watching that, because I can't remember all the details. And also, holding up a photo of Putin, I'd have to see that video. When did he do this? But also, I think at some point the citizens have to ask what is being done, and if the answer is nothing when it comes to things like safety is one of the most important things I think is necessary for like a stable society. And so once safety breaks down, everything crumbles with it immediately. The market, business, people's willingness to live in the city, it all just crashes. But anyway, Count Crotula, again, what's up, bro? I've seen you before. $5. I'm pretty sure they're saying the shooter is trans because the stamping on the case with the whole TRL or whatever, it said, if though, it's not. Unless we see some like crazy DMs or we see more of what his college life was like, I don't think we can say right now that the shooter was trans. Obviously, there was a picture of him with the, what's it called, the flag on his body armor or whatever. I think he was definitely an ally to their cause or whatever, but maybe gay, maybe even gay, but I don't think we can say he was trans. I think there's not enough evidence for that. Trump is pissed that the historic and epic peace meeting with Putin isn't being widely praised. In reality, it resulted in little more than legitimizing Putin and undermining democratic Western alliances. Trump shook Putin's hand with both hands and kept fawning over him as if he were an exalted leader, despite being a war criminal responsible for targeting maternity hospitals, schools, and enabling sexual violence against Ukrainian women and stealing children. Well, I think Trump's goal, obviously, is to end the Ukraine war, as that would be extremely favorable for not only him, but everyone else involved. both politically, like at the end of the day, you know, it's just it's a territory dispute. And that's all I'm really going to say, because I don't want to admit, like, I'm not fully educated on foreign events, which is why I don't talk about them that often. But it seems like, how much is this territory worth over the lives of millions? You know? I also don't know the populations necessarily of the areas involved. I'm sure a lot of the Ukrainians probably fled more inward, as to not have their lives completely destroyed by the war. But at the end of the day, you have to... Everybody capitulates in their own way, whether you see it in person or behind doors. What % of these Reddit posts do you think are feds unironically? I don't think you need a fed to do the job of a Redditor. That's what I think. I think Redditors will fucking drink the Kool-Aid regardless. I think they've already been fed so much propaganda that you don't need to fund a federal agent doing it anymore. Like, they're already on your side. Or the Redditors are already on their side, so... And continuing the chaos and lies and propaganda. This is not a sane country. Just wait. Just wait. It's about to get a lot more fun. If you think this is the worst of it, it's about to get a lot more fun. And that just means more content for us. Charlie gave a voice to the little people when he listened to his opponent's ideas. He gave a platform to his opponents. RIP. Benjamin Fairhall. That is true. That is actually something that I haven't considered. Charlie not only platformed himself, but because of the work that Steven, Crowder, and Charlie did, they platformed their opponents more than anyone else. And you can say that, you know, the environment was in favor of Charlie and Steven, but at the end of the day, they were given the mic and they were given a platform to make statements about their ideas. And that is what the most important thing is at the end of the day. Like, you can disagree with Charlie and you can agree with the other person. You're gay dog. Steve Crumbo, $2. Thank you. Are you gonna donate $5 and call me trans next? I'm ready. I'm ready. Wow. I'm ready. I'm ready. Sorry, my voice is giving out. That's why I don't like streaming that much. He's wetty. I'm ready to go on Reddit and be a Redditor. The Colorado high school shooter. Notice a pattern. I can't help but see a pattern here. The ever school shooter has been identified as a member of a white supremacist extremist network. The mainstream media has blocked out the shooting from public consciousness. Okay, what white supremacist extremist network was he on? Actually, you know what? That's a good point. We never saw... I haven't done any research on the Evergreen school shooter only because, unfortunately, the Charlie Kirk thing happened at the same time, so... What do we know about him? At this point, network means he liked a tweet or something? That's true, dude. They use such deceptive language, like he had connections to Samuel Heidenberg when, like, he replied to him once, or he said he watched, like, an episode, or that one shooter guy who said he watched Tim Pool once, or something. I forgot what that event was, but... The Colorado school shooter was radicalized. Who could have guessed? You shoot up a school and you're radical? I never could have thought. I thought they were normal. This is what sane people do. Do we even know anything about him? You guys remember that Thomas Crooks guy? Oops. What's his name? Evergreen? Let me just type this in. You know what? Hold up. Let me not get banned again. Let me look at this real quick. Off screen. "16-year-old Desmond Hawley, who was identified as Evergreen High School shooter, reportedly embraced conspiratorial, anti-Semitic, and white supremacist social media content. George Droid radicalized me." Well, what was that video on the bottom? Oh, okay, it's not on the screen. What video are you talking about? The fuck? He was a registered Democrat. Anti-Semitism. Sorry, I wish I could show you guys, but I don't have my Twitter set so that, you know, if something appears, I don't get absolutely fucked. You know? You know, why am I doing research on this? I'll look at this later. I don't know. We're talking about Charlie today, so let me stay on topic. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. Thank you, Kazian. I'm sorry, man. I've never been able to pronounce her name well. For the 5 gifted. And like I said, anytime someone gets a gift or someone becomes a member or someone donates, I will shout them out next video. And I need to give all these people notifications that they can join the Patreon. Wait, Steven Crowder changed his bio to say #1 conservative daily show a day after Charlie was murdered. Host of Louder Crowder #2. Okay. So the numbers, I guess I get what they mean. It's not like optically good because, but at the same time, it's so retarded that I just don't care. Like, this is probably true that the numbers changed for him, or maybe it's not. Maybe they're watching. I don't know. What do you guys think? Crowder's always been a tool. How do you know if it's real? That's another thing. You know, you never know it's real, but I mean, maybe it is. However, you can change shit like that pretty quickly. Like how I did that one post I made. It is distasteful. That is true. Currently, it is #1 conservative daily show. That is what it says on his Twitter right here. But was it #2 before? Probably. I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Can you guys hear the music fine? Crowder's a Fed too. I don't watch Crowder, so I don't know. Oh. All right, guys, we have 15 minutes left. You guys hear no music? Let's go through a few more of these. Talk about it. Okay, I'll turn it down just a little. Yeah, it's just the piano. Here, fine. I'll turn it up just a little. There you go. Okay, time for some common sense gun laws. Democrats should introduce a bill named the Charlie Kirk Common Sense Gun Reform Bill and make every Republican vote for it. 73,000 upvotes? Okay, so what would the law be? What's the law we're talking about here? Ban all guns, ban handguns, ban 30-06 ammo, ban rifles, ban the walking on top of roofs, even though that's probably already banned. What laws are we talking about? Let's see if any Redditors have these laws. Is this supposed to be a gotcha? He has rifles. It wasn't even. These people are retarded. This rifle can only hold 5.56. It can't hold a 30-06 fucking bullet. Do you guys know? If you guys haven't checked my post, this is the difference in size. This is a 5.56. This is a 30-06. This would not fit into a normal rifle. This is like bolt action ammunition. They're so retarded. Oh my god. Live by it, die by it. I don't remember Charlie Kirk saying to go out and assassinate your political opponents. Does anyone remember him saying this? What is he living by? This isn't even a good roast. Nazi's gonna Nazi. Big head thoughts, small face prayers. He did not see that bullet coming. I don't live by the sword. I don't live by the gun. I live by a gas station selling blunts one by one. Oh, by the one. Okay. But the rifle showed was also really odd. There are ARs chambered in 30-06. Maybe I'm retarded. I didn't know that. Well, no, okay, sorry. I meant ARs, but I didn't know that ARs actually had 30-06. That's cool. Hold up, let me see. Is there a brand that does it? Can you name a model of a rifle that has an AR style rifle? Oh, right here. A ULR 50 BMG. Am I allowed to show a gun on screen? If you're looking into 30 caliber rifles and an AR-10, you're hemmed with the 308 Winchester. Oh, okay, this is cool. Okay, that's not the weapon that he used, I'm pretty sure, right? I don't think he used an AR style rifle though. That was more of my point. But that's cool. Thank you. Thank you for making me aware of that. That might be something I look into, actually. Look that up. No, he didn't. No, I know he didn't advocate for shooting your political opponents. That's why these people are insane. Republicans are good at, well, the life of this person I don't care for is an acceptable price for the Second Amendment. But let's watch them squirm trying to get out of this. There is no squirming to be done. The Second Amendment doesn't call for you to go out and murder people. What are you even talking about? This is such a lazy argument.
Tremble before the scourge.
There was a video angle where you could see the flash of a gun in a window pane, but I'm not sure the angle matched the angle of the roof. Oh, wait, are you saying it wasn't AR? From what I remember looking at, it wasn't, it actually wasn't that. It wasn't an AR style rifle. Just saw his even if it was, it wouldn't matter. It doesn't change anything. Just saw his widow's public address, then read the first couple comments below. It was the same for all videos. YouTube needs to pause comments. The discussion is over.
Tremble before
Wait,
the
scourge. What are the comments saying? Guys, I'm upset. I can't move this thing. It's not letting me move the window. Okay, I'll just read them. I'm sorry. It won't let me move the window. What a strong woman to do this 2 days after he was just killed. Jesus is clearly with her. The courage it took for you to speak is such a beautiful testament to your husband and your faith. Thank you so kindly. Don't let anyone... What are you saying, Sir Grumpy? Oh, no, I'm sorry. What are you saying, Marked? Thank you, by the way, for the 10. Damn, you have a long-ass name.
Tremble before the scourge.
Are you saying people are, like, dissing her? Or something? Sir Gumbly. It was a Moser-style bolt-action rifle, unless you discussed that already. I joined late. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Thank you. Thank you for the 10, and thank you for confirming that. I knew it was a bolt-action rifle. I didn't think it was an AR. Crystal Phoenix with the 10. The problem with any of these common sense laws is that the Democrats... Oh, sorry, let me change this. Are deciding what is common sense for guns, an item they despise. Guys, I'm going to pretend to commit a felony, all right, on stream. Actually, no, I'm not. Imagine this is my gun, all right? Imagine this is my gun. I'm not going to actually bring out my gun or an airsoft gun, but imagine this is my gun. Imagine this is a grip. This is illegal. If I'm holding my gun like this and I put something on the bottom of it, this is illegal. This is not illegal. Illegal? Not illegal. Illegal? Not illegal. There has never been... Okay, I'm not going to say that. But if you even look into gun laws, you will see why we should not trust a single politician to ever make a common sense one. Why does it do something though? Why? Because the government wants to restrict your rights. That is why. That is the only reason. If I am a crazy person and I ever wanted to shoot a place up, what makes you think I just can't fucking jerry-rig something to the bottom so that I have more vertical recoil control? Nothing. Nothing. How does preventing citizens to do this actually help anyone? It doesn't. It makes no sense. And every single time I hear someone say common sense and then follow with the words gun law, you can think of 10 laws right off the top of your head. Once you get into guns and, you know, all the laws around them, you'll be able to think of 10 laws immediately that are just fucking retarded and have no place and are completely unconstitutional, by the way. But I rest my case. All right, we have 5 minutes left. Let's go through... Let me go through the comments. send your best comments. I'm gonna read the final few donations, and then I'm gonna go to bed and hopefully stream tomorrow. We'll catch up more tomorrow. This Crystal Phoenix. This would be like fat people making laws restricting where gyms could be built and how they are operated. $5. That is hilarious. And I might start using that. Thank you. That is true. Holy shit. Like the fucking, what's it called? That California health fucking legislator or whatever. Maybe not even a legislator, but she had a position of power that revolved around health. Looking like she's on death's door because of how fucking morbidly obese and unclean she is. I forgot her name though. Spanky Tanky, $10. Friends, every Western English-speaking government is a joke, except America. But even then, most of the states still suck balls. Why care about allies, LOL, sending love from Australia? No, I think even the federal government is a joke. Like I said, don't look at politics as like good guys, bad guys, left, right. Look at politics as, is my candidate or is the person in office right now enacting or pushing for policies that I agree with? That is it. Politicians, even Trump, is not your fucking friend. These people aren't someone that you should look highly up to. They are just people who are there to ensure the stability of society. At the end of the day, they are for the people. And that's what we should be judging them by every step of the way. Now, I have an entertainment channel. I like the content that Trump brings, obviously. And when I do get into politics and the weeds of things, I definitely criticize him. But at the end of the day, I also have a lot of policy and removal of policy that I would like to see. And it disappoints me every time that Trump or anyone else in my state government don't do what I like or do the things that I would personally benefit from, right? And Trump, that's the thing. He's very likable. He does have a very likable personality. If maybe not likable necessarily, but infectious, right? I think that's a much more accurate term. Like, you can't stop watching him. He's very entertaining. But at the end of the day, I do wish he went harder on some things, and I do think he is a pussy when it comes to gun laws. And I'm not happy about that. But so are all politicians. So it's not like he's special or anything. Politics has always attracted self-serving people. Rare is the statesman that serve a set of principles, even if it comes at personal loss or influence of power. See, here's the thing. I would be a great politician, I think. But I don't, not politician, but I would be a great advocate for like good policy, but I don't want to be a politician. And I think I might get murdered if I was a politician. They want to see the fucking swamp get deleted. I will happily press whatever button I need to, point at whatever finger to get more competent people to be doing this. I am bought by nobody. And I don't get that radicalized that easy at all. They made a real martyr out of Charlie, and I have to say Trump more than likely won. I don't like Trump, but I could admit when he won. Yeah. My only question is who is next, unfortunately. Because I don't think it's gonna be cooling down unless it'll be a fucking miracle if it does. Like, and I think that should be a testament to how tolerant the mainstream right is to being called a Nazi every day, which is ridiculous. That's something that people have to actually, you know, push back on. It was and I think a part of the problem is that we can't actually, like, agree with our opponent or mention that they have any good points, because it just makes your side look weak. Like, it's not politically effective. I think people care a lot more about being politically effective, which is why people get radicalized a lot easier. And then we don't get anywhere, and then society furthers its crumbling into just violence and chaos. Libertarianism is the correct position, but libertarians will always be drowned out by the religious right and ethno-nationalism. Freedom just doesn't have the same natural draw. We need someone as close to the founding fathers as possible to step the fuck up, because I will vote for them in an instant. Like, if we had some old, and I don't care about age in this instant. Like, we need them to not only look the part, but be objectively wise and very intelligent, and actually use arguments based on principle and not just whatever is currently happening. But I feel like there's too many moving parts. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, if any of you are still around, I think there's a lot happening in the behind closed doors, which is why society moves in the way it does. I don't feel like, obviously, you know, things will happen, but they will only happen to a certain degree that is acceptable to those who are in control. And I don't think anymore, like the National Guard being sent into the cities, right? I think we need to do way more. The repealing of gun laws, I think we need to do it way more about that. Like, we've already crossed so many lines that I'm afraid nobody's gonna step up and do what needs to be done. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your donations. I wish I wasn't so tired, so I could have addressed more comments. I hope you guys have a great night. We will be covering, I'll cover the school shooting that happened yesterday as well. Or I guess 3 days ago now. Sorry, it's been a crazy week. And I won't be as tired, I promise. And we'll get a fatty video out as well. But adios. You are a grifter? How am I a grifter? Lord Mordos, how am I a grifter? Speak right now or get banned. I'm giving you 10 more seconds. He's rage baiting? Okay. We'll see if it pays off. No? Yo, mod, ban this fucking retard Lord Mortos. Gay? That's it? That's your only reply? Anyway, guys, I gave you a chance, man. I was hoping you'd give us a little bit more entertainment before you left. But I love you guys. I'll be reading all of those who got memberships and all those who donated in tomorrow's video. If you are a member and you're not in the Patreon Discord server, just email me and send me proof that you were a member or you donated at any point. LOL fame. What does that mean? Fame? I always tell my audience, don't just listen to me. Go look at whatever you need to look at. Or whatever source you believe and make up your own opinion. How is that grifting in any way? And obviously I'm not doing that well, because if I really wanted to be famous, I'd probably post a lot more often instead of hanging out with my family, so. Or spending my 2 a.m.s talking to you guys. But anyway. Adios. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace, all of those who have been victims to extreme gun violence by political means. I wish you all a great night, and I wish peace to everybody on Earth who deserves it. R.I.P. And have a great night, guys. I will see you tomorrow. We got some banger videos tomorrow. I already have them lined up. I already have a script written for one of them. You're getting 2 fatties tomorrow. Peace.